Well, it certainly is a very colourful grid for the opening round of the 1997 Shell Australian Touring Car Championship. There's AJ Alan Jones sitting on the grid in his Komatsu Falcon. We are set for a start. Watch the lights change from red to green. We are away, and the 1997 Shell Australian Touring Car Championship is underway. It's Gardner. Wayne Gardner gets away to a terrific start. So too did Glenn Seaton.
Yes, Seaton down the outside. Now look at this. Oh, I'd say it's going to be Seaton.
Seaton has got a tremendous run on the outside. Murphy's got the inside run into this tight hairpin, or this tight right-hander.
Oh, look at this lot. Look at the back. Oh, boy, that's Mark Larkham got off there. And
one of the Shell Helix cars, by the looks of it, too. That looked like Dick Johnson caught up in that.
I think it's Johnny Bow, I'm not sure. But, that's it. It's so sad, you know. Everybody. No, DJ, you're right. It's... You would think everybody would say, we've got to take it easy on the first corner, but the old adrenaline rush gets the best of you, and Greg Murphy looks like he's got the bit between his teeth.
So it's Greg Murphy has already pulled out a couple of car lengths over the Coca-Cola Commodore of Wayne Gardner. Let's have a look at the Shell Helix replay of that first corner incident. There's Johnson spinning, top right-hand corner of your screen. It looked like Mark Larkham, Stevie Richards, and there goes Chris Smurden just avoiding contact around the outside.
Poor old Mark Larkham doesn't get a lot of luck, does he?
No chance at all. Greg Murphy has got quite a good gap over Gardner at the moment. Then we go back to the Ford Credit Falcon of Glenn Seaton. Mark Scaife back in fourth as Gardner smokes it up. And we have a great look here at the young gun, Greg Murphy, filling some very big shoes of Craig Lowndes from last year. And if you can follow his track record so far, it's pretty impressive.
Oh, incredible. I was talking to him earlier on, and he was saying that, you know, I've got a hard act to follow, but when you look at how he did in the latter part of last season and so far this year, he hasn't done too bad, has he, really?
Finishing third in last year's Super Touring Championship. Now running in the V8 supercar category. Greg Murphy, the young guy from Hastings in New Zealand, now resides in Melbourne.
Gardner locking up the inside right there. It'd be nice for Gardner to get a good result, because he copped a lot of shrapnel last week after Albert Park, and it's really unfair because it was not his fault, and he really got the blame for it, and it's not nice.
Gardner's overdue for some good luck. Let's have another look at the first corner incident. Inside Dick Johnson's car, the Shell Helix in-car camera.
Maybe a little bit of a tap up the backside.
Turned him round, and gee, he was very, very lucky there, Barry, to avoid contact.
Exactly that. You know, it's hard to tell what goes on there because it was so close, but you'd have to say that someone gave him a little nudge, wouldn't you?
Well, at the moment, Greg Murphy is running away from it. That's third place. Glenn Seaton in the Ford Credit Falcon at the moment. The first of three races here at the Calder Park Raceway.
If you were Mark was saying that the tyre boys were worried, and the Bridgestone and Yokohama guys were worried, well, because of getting the tyres up to temperature. Then even more so with the Dunlops, because that's Steve Ellery down there. Oh, a little bit of action.
Well, while Stephen Ellery's sitting there, we've got a man on the spot. Here's Mark Osler.
Yeah, thanks, Lee. It's a bit of damage to the front here, Steve. You got a moment to talk? No, it looks like he's too busy in there. They should be out of here fairly quickly, hopefully, but there's a lot of damage. That's a one-piece spoiler section. They're getting out the magic tape to try and strap it onto the front of the car, but it just shows there's a little tap in traffic, and you can do some major damage to the aerodynamics of these big V8 supercars.
What you mean, Mark? It was a one-piece spoiler.
Yeah, not much left of it now, Stephen Ellery.
That wasn't the start that Steve Ellery was looking for. He's had some bad luck already this weekend. He blew a head gasket in free practice a couple of days ago, so luck not going his way.
Oh, AJ making up a little bit of ground now.
So at the moment it's Greg Murphy who leads the way from Wayne Gardner. There's the gap first to second. There's third. In Glenn Seaton, fourth is Mark Scaife, and Alan Jones back in fifth position at the moment. But it's the mobile HRT Commodore of Greg Murphy who leads the way. Quite a commanding lead there as well. That shot illustrated it well.
Yeah, he has, but looking at the last lap, Gardner was fractionally quicker than Murphy. So this is on board with Glenn Seaton. Now, just have a look. If you reckon it ain't hard driving one of these things, just get a load of this. See, it's a fight all the way. Now watch down into this. Bang, bang, that's more or less flat out. Now down into this is the most important corner on the circuit. When you come through this section, rather, you go right and then left, round this, and then you go into this right-hand, and now you just listen the way it listen. here, you know, prior to just getting the power on, it's so vitally important, because if you come out of there sort of 5k slow, you end up at the end of the straight, you know, to kind of 10 or 12k's down there. You have a listen when he gets on the brakes. Ooh, locking up a wheel there.
Great pictures from the Ford Credit Falcon of Glenn Seaton and Barry. It appears as though he's starting to bridge that gap between himself and Gardner.
Well, he is. He was saying that, you know, he was so surprised how the tyres took a lot longer to heat up than ever before. And don't forget, Gardner's on Yokohama's and Seaton's on Bridgestone, so they're you know, obviously very different. And now you're just seeing the Bridgestone come into its own. Mind you, having said that, Murphy's on Bridgestones and he's done a runner.
Gardner with equally his best qualifying position in his own race team under Wayne Gardner Racing. He qualified second, I think it was back in '94, and today qualifying second for this first of 3 races. Let's go down to the pits. Here's Mark Osler.
Yeah, Lee, just here with Kevin and Heaven in the price attack Commodore. He's just fired it up. Duck in with it. Get the engine going again. Only a quick stop, but a bit of a disappointment for the privateer.
Doing it hard is Kevin Heffernan, so that's not going to help his chances any. Coming out with a lot of work to do in the price attack Commodore.
Good looking car though.
It's a beautiful looking car.
Really. I bet the paint guys that did that wouldn't like to have to do it again overnight, would they?
Given strict instructions not to bend it. Here's your race leader, car 15, the Mobile Commodore of Greg Murphy. His debut Shell Australian Touring Car drive, and he's doing it very well at the moment. He's got quite a handy little buffer back to Wayne Gardner, who still sits in second position.
Yeah, top 6 at the moment. He's Murphy from Gardner, Seaton, Scaife, Jones, Brock. Well, top 6, Ingle, Perkins, Longhurst and John Bow back in 10.
It's good to see John Bow working his way up into the top 10. We've got a good battle on. Look towards the top of your screen there. Mark Scaife and Alan Jones. Here goes Jones having a look up the inside. He's a little too far back at the minute though. Scaife in the Coopers and Lybrand Commodore. Locks it up there.
That's a good little mix. Whoa, go for it, AJ. Good little mix there, because as far as AJ is concerned, he's definitely not... wasn't at the back of the queue when they handed out Bravery, and as far as Mark Scaife is concerned, he's not too worried about having a little nudge here and there, so it should be quite a lot to see him get together.
Great to see AJ with some sponsorship on that car with the Komatsu signage on it, because not so long ago he was doing it tough for some sponsorship.
That's true. It'd be interesting to see down the straight actually between Scaife's car and AJ's, because although Scaife was saying that his car isn't quick, and we shall see now. Watch this.
Runs a little bit wide there.
Yeah, just be interesting. Well, it's not that slowly, is it?
He was saying that he thought he was about 3 or 4 kilometres slower than everybody else, but he's held his own there against Allen, didn't he?
Well, they came out much of a muchness acceleration-wise out of the right-hander, and it didn't look as if AJ had sort of anything on top speed.
Order still remains the same. It's Greg Murphy, Wayne Gardner, Glenn Seaton, and here's the battle for 4th and 5th. It's a beauty. Mark Scaife is holding on. He's forcing off the challenge from Alan Jones in the Komatsu Falcon, sitting back in 5th position at the moment, really hassling Scaife big time.
I tell you, it makes my day when you see AJ when he's got the needle. You know, when AJ really gets the eyes on, and he can certainly put it together, there's no doubt whatsoever. And you see at the end of last season at Bathurst, and look at him having a little go now. He's definitely a good runner, AJ.
This could be the one if Alan Jones can...
Now, but look at that. You see Scaife's thing, that ain't slow. Look at Scaife's thing's pulling away down the straight.
Got a very good exit out of that bottom corner. Here goes Alan Jones, as he's done in the past few laps. Has a look up the inside of Scaife. Scaife has been running a little wide in this one. He likes a wider line. AJ tucks it on the inside. Here's a go. Jones right up the back of Scaife. Fantastic stuff. This is the battle for 4th and 5th. It's Mark Scaife in the Coopers and Lybrand Commodore, the Komatsu Falcon of Alan Jones, all over the back of him.
Yeah, it's could get a bit nasty, I reckon, if AJ... where the bottom corner, the bottom right-hander that you were just talking about, that looks like the place where AJ's going to go if he can do it. Now, you watch coming out onto the straight again. It's really... It seems as if Mark's thing pulls away on the initial grunt out of it, and then maybe runs out of breath a little bit. Look at that. What's that? Sort of 3 or 4 metres. Now watch. See, Scaife's thing's definitely accelerating away there, and it gets to the mid